build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance.
Hello everybody, welcome to Longbangers. I'm Martin.
Hiya, I'm Colin.
How's it going, Colin?
Good, mate. Aye. Good. Monday evening recording. Wee bit different.
I know.
Weekend was non-stop. For me, I had a wedding all day, and then I was going to say the last thing I needed, but it was really good in the end. Was getting up at 8:30 on Sunday morning to go to the Hibs.net football tournament at Meadowmill. But it was fucking late one. 6 o'clock I got home last night, and I just basically crashed out as soon as I got in. That was me in my bed. But I think it was about 7:30. That was me sleeping. Hangover kicked in about 7 o'clock at night for the day before.
Wow.
So, it was good.
No, I had a hangover for ages. We watched Glastonbury most of the weekend. I went to see Spider-Man yesterday at the cinema, so it didn't really matter that it was pissing with rain. That was good, by the way. Recommend it.
We like Spider-Man.
We like the Marvel films. The cartoony one was brilliant. Yeah. I actually think that's the best out of the Spider-Man films. Better than the ones that they're all going about live action.
So this is a cartoon one?
It's.
Oh, right, okay.
Have you seen the last one? So Into the Spider-Verse or something it's called. So it'll be on your Fire Stick probably, right?
If
you've got Disney Plus on your Fire Stick, I should say. It's probably on that. Might be on Sky.
Right.
As well. Well worth a watch anyway. I think it's better than the films, but the sequel is on at the cinema now. It was brilliant. And then we watched Elton John on.
Was he good?
Aye, I wasn't expecting much. I'm not a huge Elton John fan.
He's got some good tunes for the old days, but it's my lasting memory has been that lockdown one.
That's
how he sang it.
Dill Dandin. It was like I'm Dill Dandin. When he did it in the Vic Reeves club style. Well, that was what I thought it might have been like. Yeah, when we watched it, and to be fair, like he's 76, something like that, and we fucking knocked out an hour and a half, pretty much solid, just fucking song. It was really good. What was the other thing I was going to tell you about? Right? Thursday. Went for a haircut, right? If you watch on YouTube, you'll notice your haircut there, right?
I just thought you got bald actually in the middle there.
You see, like it's just light. I think it's still.
I'm going on holiday soon. So this is short. I'm going to go to the barbers and get them to shaving foam it and just razor it. Aye. Yeah. Well, just got to see what it's like.
The barbers would be Turkish dude, and he did. We've talked about it before. The flaming ear thing. You get. Just before he did that, he came over and he shoved the cotton bud up each nostril, up each of my nostrils, not up his own, and then never mentioned anything about it. Burnt my ears with a wee flame, and I think he sort of waxed the ear at the same time. It's like fucking pat.
That's so that
so doesn't burn, I suppose. And then a few minutes later, he just came, "Good morning, sir," and he yanked the fucking first cotton bud out, and it was wax. I was like, "You bastard!" And they went, "Good morning, sir." And did it again. That must be like his wee catchphrase to keep just like, "Here it comes, watch out,
distract you."
Good morning, sir. Yeah. I was like, "Oh yeah, boy."
Had that done before. It's quality. I quite had it. It's good getting cleaned out. Did your eyebrows not when you were in?
Oh, aye.
I never notice any difference, right? And I'll come here and the wife will go, "You had your fucking eyebrows shaved or shaped or whatever it is," and I'm like, "Aye." But I didn't realise you would notice because I never noticed. I just think he's tidied up the strandy, long, loose hairs either side in that.
My old man was telling me a story at the weekend about, I'll not say the pub in case people are listening or whatever, but he was in a pub and the barmaid had, you get your eyebrows tattooed. Some women get them tattooed. She had them, but her real ones were coming in, but underneath them. So she had 4 eyebrows.
Why? What possesses somebody to do that?
I think it.
Like, if any of the women that listen want to tweet us in, tell us if you've got it, or tell us why they get it done, because it just seems mental to me. Because that eyebrow thing's a bit of a fad anyway. It's like one of the things they go through. Again, it's whether it's how they do them, the shape them in the 90s. It was all they were bigger, eh? And now they've got them fucking cleaned off, and some folk have then went the next step and tattooed them back. And you go, but what happens when the fashion's still let them grow again?
Yeah, that before.
Mental.
Anyway, team's back in pre-season training. Came back last Thursday. So some of the
looks like the season's never been over, eh?
Nah.
Like, who would be a professional football player?
Ken. Used to be like that holidays, like the teachers, eh? Like fucking that's them off for fucking weeks.
Well, mind you used to hear the stories about them coming back in after like 8 weeks off. They used to go on the piss for 8 weeks and that, and come back in. And the one I remember is John Clark at Dundee United. I know some of his family because he's from Musselburgh, and they would tell the story of the time coming in and try to stand 1 foot on the scales or 1 foot hanging over the side because he knew he was going to be like 2 stone overweight because they had that long off that they could actually. Because now, what's that? 3 weeks they got max,
something like that. Aye, a little bit long anyway because we've only done a couple of these no game episodes.
Yeah, mental. It's mental that they hardly get any time off, and I suppose even in that 2 weeks, I bet they're still going out for a run on the beach in the morning, sort of thing.
Hanlon, there's a wee bit on the official site or on the Facebook where we're Hanlon talking about what the first day back was like. It's all about getting bloods taken and the benchmark where their fitness is at and everything, which sounds fun. And they round it off with an endurance test.
Lovely.
Aye.
By the way, I never tell you this. See, the other Saturday there, I was up at Dalkeith. My daughter was playing up at Dalkeith, right? And there was like the referees were all doing a beep test on the running track up at the high school. They fucking ran and ran and ran for ages. It was John Beaton and all that.
Was it?
And I said, they must just be enjoying running and not getting abuse. Like, normally they can't obviously manage that. Honestly, they were doing a beep test. You could hear the beep because it gives you the shivers when, if you ever done a beep test.
Oh, no, since high school.
Right, fucking horrible, eh? Right, so you hear the beep and it instantly gives you that recall of going, oh, fuck. And I could hear it beeping away. And honestly, I don't know what their tests are. I assume that was an end of season test, so that when they come back pre-season, they then maybe do a measurement and say, you fucking enjoyed too many pies and pints when you've been off. But honestly, it was well over an hour. Different beep tests to different distances. It was incredible.
Do you think referees would do a whistle test rather than the beep?
Aye.
They're grim, but I think do you think they get competitive about it? The players want to be the one that's the fittest out of them, kind of on day one.
That's the young laddies trying to make a name for themselves, because the old guys are the ones that are going, slow down, because you're making us all look bad. Because we're all got to have to do it. That's how it works. It's like it's the same with it's the same. If you listen to the SAS guys talking about their selection, you want to be the grey man in the middle. You didn't want to be the boy at the front. You don't want to be the boy at the back, but you don't want to be the boy at the front either. You want to just be blended in the middle, and then you just sneak through all the stages, and then before you know it, you're right at the fucking end too. Never even noticed them.
Aye.
If you're the boy at the front all the time, then everybody in your team's getting pissed off at you for one hand because they're going, fucking slow down. Just do it well, but then you do it brilliantly. That's the message, I think.
That's not how you drive standards, Colin. If there's any players listening, ignore that. Fucking push the standard.
Oh, yes.
Be the young one. Right, what we're talking about today, we've got a couple of transfers in since we last spoke. So we'll do that. A couple of rumours. I don't think anybody's left since we last recorded. Kyle McGuinness was sort of rumoured to go. He's now been confirmed as having joined Kilmarnock. Signings, I haven't got a new goalkeeper then, so JoJo Wallacott. You'll have seen, no doubt, the rumours that we were signing Theo Walcott.
Yeah, I saw that, especially because Gordon Spark tagged us in. Obviously, knowing that it was a lot of shite, so it would be ideal for this show. He's not going to mention it on his. I noticed he was on BBC this morning. I haven't seen it, but I bet he wasn't mentioning Theo Walcott in there. Parked it off to this. But do you think that was a made-up rumour about Theo Walcott, or do you think somebody heard the Wallacott? It was definitely made up, and it was just coincidence. It was saying the Wallacott.
Which is one of these kind of things that backfires, because now cunts will go fucking arrows to Aberdeen fans. They misheard it.
Yeah.
And they thought they were getting Walcott, and they got Wallacott, whereas actual fact it's just like one of these coincidences that somebody started a daft rumour for a bit of fun, which is fine. We've all been there, Colin.
We've all been there. But what would you started? Walcott's an interesting one. I've started the way I wouldn't have went that. Like I would never, because I would have thought that was more unrealistic. He'll get a game in the championship or something if he wants.
I think Walcott was almost the perfect one to pick, because it's one of those ones where it's a player on his way down, out of contract, so there's no transfer fee, made his money and everything, but you could. It's like sort of the signing that we might have tried to make. You know, like that's equivalent to getting an Archibald or a Soze or whatever. That it's just believable enough for folks to go, fucking hell.
Well, we did get other folks in it, I say, in other group chats or in tweets and that. Like it did fly, I suppose. So well done. And
it wasn't us, by the way. Just to be absolutely clear, we take no responsibility or credit for it. But it wasn't us that originated that one. But anyway, JoJo Wallacott joined from Chartwell. Goalkeeper Colin was a position that we said that we needed to fill.
Aye, definitely. I'm not sure what his background's like, if he's played a lot of games or no, what age is. I care nothing about the boy. But we definitely need a goalie. But do we see him coming in as competition for Marshall, or is he just that number 2 keeper that's got to sit there and not play?
So he's Ghanaian international goalkeeper, made 20 appearances for Charlton last season.
Right.
He's played under Lee Johnson before. No, what club was that? Trying to remember whether it was Bristol. Bristol. It was Bristol City. So he actually spoke about it in his club TV interview, how Lee Johnson was an influence in his early career. So he's come back to work with him. He's happy that Johnson's shown the faith in him. I would think what we'll probably see, and I always think managers try to handle the goalkeeper situation delicately, is we'll see Marshall in for the first couple of games and then be phased out almost in
the League Cup, or after we get the League Cup rounds. And so, we're not in that till a bit later, of course. Did you see that as a transition this season at some point?
I don't think
winter break, or the international breaks or something, September, October time.
Something like that, or maybe like at the first opportunity, where we have going a wee bad run or whatever, that kind of thing. Because I think, especially with him being the club captain and an experienced player,
captain.
The team captain. Crazy. Like,
club captain's the one that negotiates the bonuses and that. Team captain's the ones that wears armbands and shakes hands with the ref at the start.
So with him being the team captain and being as experienced as he is, I don't think it'd be a straight, that's your time's up, you're now on the bench. I think it'll be a even if it's for the optics of it, where they go to Wallacott, say do well in training and that for a couple of weeks, and then that'll be the reason for us moving you in.
Is it easier to do it at that point? What if Marshall doesn't make any mistakes and we're going unbeaten run? Is it no easier just to fucking do it now?
But it would be easier, right? But I just think that's
more noise of it.
I think that's that's the way these things go. They just
no, I see what you're saying. Because it'd be one of them, it put the pressure on him right away. If what we're saying is too tall, he's too short, he can't kick the ball, he's left foot, he can't kick the ball, he can't pass it, he's throwing shite, although he never comes for a cross, doesn't command his box. All the things that'll be chucked at goalies are chucked at our goalies, genuinely.
Aye. Aye. But it's good to see that it's that the position's been filled early on as well, because that was one that we called out as a priority. I know that we said that we influence anything, because patently we don't. But it shows Hibs are looking at the right things, and I think there's still talk about the boy Boric that was on trial for us, who was the Arthur Boric's cousin, I think, or nephew. Or something like that. Aye.
Is he? Aye. I wasn't sure if it was just because his name is Boric. Well, I assumed he was a goalie, if he actually is.
No, he is. I think the rumours are that he's due to sign as well.
For what reason, Jack?
Well, I suppose
the lad out on loan as well.
Because Murray Johnson's going out on loan, so you probably still want to have 3 keepers, don't you? Because 2's not enough to run for a season. You might be all right, but as soon as you get an injury or a suspension, then you're left with the reserve goalkeeper unless you're pulling up a laddie for it. So
I think 3's depends on how much money we've got to spend. I think 3's like you didn't have 2 on the bench unless you're. Who was the manager? It was
Jack Ross did it. Jack Ross did it as well. I'm sure we'd have 2.
Because when we asked about him, maybe this is why you put when he made. I can't mind his answer, but it was like, all right, you never got to play them. I just can't see the value in having 3 until it's risk. It's the risk you take, I suppose. You're paying a wage to somebody that's never got to even be on the bench.
Yeah, but you might need them. And if you get a
You
young
might.
lad, which I think Boric is young, in which case you probably can get him to serve his apprenticeship. He might never kick a ball for the first team because you see that loads of goalies as well, don't you? That they come in.
Number 2 someone else. Yeah.
I wonder how many times it happens. Can we talk about like the succession plan for goalkeepers? Has it ever happened? Like I can go back to like Chris Reid being the sort of deputy for Gorham and Leighton, I think, and he never really got a run in the first team, like a short run. But then we've had Dabrowski. So I think who else has come through? It's that few and far between that.
Andy McNeil's the only one that really came through and played there.
Aye.
And then but got binned because he made a couple of mistakes. Like he never got protected, like what you would want to protect a young keeper. And then the confidence just got shattered because he was more promising. Was it Jamie McDonald that was at Hearts at the time, and he ended up with a full career in Scotland where McNeil got totally pied because he made a couple of mistakes against Rangers.
Jamie McDonald, I think, just signed for St Johnstone. I think I know their fans were kicking off about it because they thought he's obviously well past it and was a step backwards.
Yeah, but he's still playing in the Premier League.
Aye, yeah, crazy.
Like, you know what I mean? He wasn't even. I'm sure McNeil was playing ahead of him in the Scotland under 19s, 21s, and that.
Aye,
we thought we had the right keeper in our hands at one point, and obviously he got the height, then chucked him because he's under 6 foot, so it was a 5'10" Andy McNeil sort of chat like you get with the tall ones, the opposite. But
I think he ended up coaching it in Japan or somewhere like that, didn't he? I'm not sure if he's back in the UK now, but I'm sure
he is back.
That's where his career took him.
Aye, but you didn't get many keepers coming through and playing for the first team. Like Craig Gordon at Hearts probably is the big exception for me. Like I can't think of many others. There will be some, but it's more like the exception rather than the rule. I think goalies seem to come through and then just leave and make their name elsewhere. Hopefully, the laddie Murray Johnson is quite highly rated, so hopefully he can go on loan, do well, and come back. But if we've just signed Wallacott and Boric, and one of them do well, or both of them do well, then he's probably just got to leave.
He'd come back just in time for Marshall finishing up, wouldn't he?
Aye, but wouldn't he come back as their choice, would he?
Well, I don't know, because he's
promotion. He's second choice now.
Aye,
the last season.
Well, yeah. I had to kind of how to work out with goalies. Mind Yogi had the goalkeeper school, where he just like fucking
Mark
Brown, Stack, and Smith.
Aye, Graham Smith. He was the one in the Motherwell game, eh?
Aye. That's normal. Mind the amount of folk that said he did money on that game.
I know,
but he saved a penalty in it.
He did. That was to make it 6-6, the penalty save.
Aye.
And then they got the goal straight after that. That was incredible, that game. I wasn't there. I was watching the telly in Maltus, actually. It's like 6-2 up at half time or something, yeah.
Aye.
Well, 6-2 up.
It wasn't half time, no, but we went 6-2 up. Yeah. I mind, I'd listened to the start. I was coming back home from work when I was at HSBC. Got in just as we scored, I think, the fourth one. I shouted Josh down the stairs. I was like, Josh, come and see this.
Because the beds were real.
He was on the telly. Yeah. And then next thing is 6-6. I was like, Josh, you're a jinx. He started crying. I was like, I'm only joking.
Baby. He would do the same now,
too. Right. So that's a goalkeeper. I think, well, what I would say is I've never watched the boy, yeah. And I think this is like the thing, like we come on these podcasts and talk about players, and we have to be totally fucking honest and say, we did Ken. Like, I've never watched Charlton to sit and tell you what a keeper who's made 20 appearances for them is like. And I'll be honest, I've not sat and trolled through YouTube either going.
And I'm not going to try to pretend.
So we'll be totally upfront and honest and say we hope he's a success.
And we will support him.
Yes, it's promising that Johnson's worked with him before. I always think that's a good sign. I think if I was a manager and I could go and take a player that I trust, I would do
it.
Yeah. Speaking of players the folk trust, we also signed from Wycombe Wanderers Jordan Obita. So I think folk initially might have thought it was Obika. I mean, the boy that played relegated Hearts. So like we've got Wallacott and Walcott and Obita and Obika. It's like the sound-alike things. Like that's the theme of this transfer window. I don't care if there's a Nessie anywhere out there that's playing for any teams or who knows.
Be good.
Aye. Anyway, right. Wycombe Wanderers was his last club. He's 29, left back. Do we have finally a contender for a Lewis Stevenson replacement, Colin? Do you think?
Well, I imagine that's what they're thinking there. But he's a guy that was a winner in his earlier days, and he's now a left back. Again, with this one, I'm a wee bit wondering what's happening with the laddie. So the goalie's away out on loan. McIntyre's no, but now he's third choice on paper.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to limit. It's got to limit his development again, unless he goes out on loan again. Or I say again, I don't know if he ever has been out on loan, but unless he also goes out on loan.
Aye, it's an interesting one because McIntyre is highly rated, so you would hope to see him get an opportunity. But maybe that's what they do is they put him out on loan and you rely on Obita and Stevenson to sort of carry the left hand side. He was a winger to start off with. He made 34 appearances for Wycombe last season, starting at left back in those ones. So apparently he's got good delivery into the box and he's quick, which is good. And he's known to Brian McDermott, which is the connection there. We're talking about players that we could trust. Where I was going with that wee segue at the start. And a 2-year deal as well. I think Hibs have got an option to extend it as well if he does well. It's a shift from...
It's that older category as well, that 29-year-old. It's not that either too old or too young. It's got a stage.
Literally just what I was about to kind of go on and say is a shift from the signing potential. Same with Wallacott as well.
Yeah. Exactly, they might fit into that 4884 thing that he spoke. Was that was what was it?
That was 4884, yeah.
With age groups.
Not a formation.
Well, although it could possibly come in handy, back head or something.
It would be, you got a good chance to do that. So we signed him, and then we also signed Adam Lafondre. Now, did we talk about Lafondre
we mentioned him last week?
I think he had just signed. So we've got a striker, a left back, and a goalie in that are confirmed. There was some talk about a boy, Tom McIntyre. So not Tommy McIntyre that scored in the Skull Cup final, but Tom McIntyre is rumoured to be signing. I don't know anything about him at all.
Never even heard of him, mate. That's my take on that position. Is he? You ken that?
No idea. I saw
asking hard questions.
I saw it on Hibs.net earlier on today, so busy with work. I had a chance to kind of go on and investigate deeper in that. So Tom McIntyre was the name that was rumoured. I think there was somebody Turner as well that was rumoured as well. I think there's loads of names just get thrown about at this time of year, don't they? That agents kind of putting rumours out, normally with us Aberdeen or Hearts into the mix for it. There was the boy Morgan Feeney, which I think is a centre half. I don't know if that's progressed anywhere. And then the stronger rumours, if you get like rumours that have a particular strength to them, I don't know if that's
ones that are only made up being better.
Will Fish, obviously, we're expecting him back at the club, and Kukovic is another one. Kukovic, I think, would be a great signing. See if he stays fit. It's one of those ones, isn't it? Like, I would say it's probably worth the gamble as well.
It's one of them that, like, we've seen him a wee bit in flashes, and he appeared to be good, but it's in flashes. So actually, if you even got a run at him, I wonder if we've kind of over-egged it.
So like, if you'd seen him for a while, he might just be all right. Like, once the sample size grows, to borrow a phrase. Aye. I tell you one thing I noticed in the press release, right, and this you'll notice this as well, right? Let me find the line. A natural left-sided player, Obita is comfortable both left back and left wing and adds great versatility to Lee Johnson's first team squad. It's only in football where folks show great and then like great character, great tenacity, great personality in the team, great versatility. It's weird, eh? It's just like a sort of a slogan. How is it just versatility? Why is it great versatility?
Even better, great.
Where did
it's
that
high
happen?
Performance. It's so high performance stuff, isn't it? It's all to do with that. It makes it sound even better.
Yeah, listen, it's like, always like the post-match interviews. The boys showed great character. What do you mean by that?
I
How
know.
did they
Wish
really
somebody
show
would just say that. Imagine
Aye.
it. You would never get it passed back. You'd be in
Aye.
a ban.
Celtic banned the BBC for
I've seen a
Postecoglou.
headline about that. What was
I
that for?
I ken what they did. I don't know what they did. I asked in the group chat, and I didn't ken. You're never sure of getting a sensible answer when you post any questions in the group chat. Normally, it's me that answers them as well, which is worse. So I can't even complain about that. Now, what are you thinking we still need then? So, assuming Fish and Kukovic join, right? What else are we still needing? And Boyle also, I don't know if you saw the update that came out for Hibs just this afternoon. Boyle looking to be back at the early stages of the season.
Oh, good. No, I've not seen that. So that's good. I think we still need an attacking midfielder, creative midfielder, because that was the McGuinness role. That sort of guy that'll chip in with some goals, get forward a bit. I think we've got midfielders there that are good, or better than good, but not at doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a space there still for a, I don't know, number 10 sort of style player. Depends on the formation you're playing though as well. We talk about what positions do we need and all that. You don't know what formation he's want to play. As standard, obviously, we'll switch it up and that. But like if he's going to do a 3-5-2, the loads of folk call for at times when we're doing shite. Normally they'll go get 3-5-2.
As soon as we play it, they won't go back to a 4-4-2
because Boyle can't defend. You know, like it's all that kind of. So, but that's the thing. It's like, has he got to play 3 up front or 1 with 2 wide men and all that? Like, it depends what formation he's playing. But I think we need an attacking goal scoring midfielder.
Aye, I definitely think the midfield needs some work. There was an interesting bit. I say interesting, right? It went on a fucking bit, if I'm honest. Discussion on Hibs.net about Joe Newell. Somebody said that there was maybe like a £600,000 bid coming in for him. And would that be good bit business for Hibs? And saying was probably the best midfielder. So would you want to be getting rid of him? And then others saying, but then you could take that and strengthen the team like you did with
Nisbet. A lot of money for somebody his age in that.
It is. And you look at it, there's probably not that many saleable assets in the midfield. Doyle Hayes, you could get some money for. Campbell, you'd probably get something for. And Newell, I would have thought you would get less for. But beyond that, you're probably kind of scrabbling about a bit. So I think that's indicative of a need to strengthen the midfield. So whether it's the creative one or whether we get a couple in there to really improve it. Because I think the midfield definitely lacks something. The creativity bit is the glaring thing. But I don't know if there's just... I don't know. I don't even know how I put my finger on describing what it is.
What I'm saying is like, so if he's doing a 4-3-3, or that sort of formation been doing with the left and right, Boyle and Yuan with Kukovic up front, right? That would be probably first pick. Where does the number 10 fit? Like, has he got to be an extra body in there? Maybe it'll be okay in games at home against the lower half of the league. But then you've got to say, well, wait, you get him to the team and get a midfielder in like Josh Campbell to run about and make tackles. You know what I mean? So maybe there's that's kind of what I mean. I still think we need goals for other parts of the team, though.
Aye, I think that's a definite, isn't it? We need it because I think if we'd had goals from midfield last season, we probably would have finished much higher up the table than we did. Well, say much higher, 1 or 2 places higher than we did. Right, we're almost out of time, Colin. Just a kind of quick word on the guys who did the 24-hour football and through the Ron Gordon Memorial thing. Looked like a great effort for everybody. So there was I know Kit Gordon and Ian Gordon were there along with Ben Kensell, loads of the players in that, and they did a wee piece in the Scotsman, which was shared on the Hibs Bounce, and they did a wee talk about how they're committed to the club sort of for the long term. We're going to go and talk about that on Extra Time next. It's Extra Time, if you don't know, is our subscriber only episode. It's a half hour normal on a specific topic. So we're going to talk about the Gordon's intentions for the club. We did a few weeks back now. We did one about a potential City Group takeover or partnership, which I think was rumoured at the time. Well, I know it was rumoured at the time. but this probably puts that to bed. So we'll talk about what it means long term. Sort of look at some of the investments that the Gordons have put into the club recently as well. So you can tune into that. If you want to subscribe, you can do so from just £2 a month. You just go to our Twitter and click on the wee link to Hubwave, and you can sign up. Dead quick, dead easy. You get more of the content you like. Right, that is us bang on the half hour, Colin. Thanks very much for your contribution today. And we'll go away and record extra time in a minute. Thanks for listening, folks. We'll see you next time.
County line I pledged upon. Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee.